411 Live.
Where you can learn about issues that impact us every day. State of world, 411 Live.
Real people, real talk.
Made to help people in our community in every way. Boy, your girl, 411 Live.
When you look back at your life experiences, there are probably some things, maybe many things that you think of as profound or pivotal, things that have had an impact on your adult life. Don't you wish you wrote those things down close to when they happened instead of trying to do it now when your memory might be a little fuzzy? Hello, everyone. I'm Beverly Taylor, and this is the 411 Live, Real People, Real Talk. I have two very special guests today, and one of them did write it down close to when it happened. My guest, Cameron Fry, and he wrote a book at the age of 13. I should say published the book at the age of 13. He joins me now with his mother, his creative director, Angel Bell. Thank you both for being with me.
My pleasure. Our pleasure.
This is so exciting. So, Cameron, what's it like to be an author?
It's actually good because for my book, it helps others in the world to figure out what bullying means. And inside the book, it explains, I think it's in the back page, it explains the details of bullying and how it can affect people.
Very good. So I should say the title of the book is Why Bully Me? ? So I said that it was published at the age of 13. When did you start writing this thing?
My thought was that I just wanted to help people in the world
Mm-hmm.
and let them understand the real definition of bullying and
So,
what people can be.
so how old were you when you started?
12 or 11 when I
Okay.
first started writing the book.
Wow. That's amazing to me. I mean, that's a huge accomplishment in itself. You know, most kids are not thinking about doing something like that. So this is huge. Angel, so at 11 or 12, what how did this come? I mean, did you say, you know what, you've been talking about this, why don't you write it down? Or did he just take the initiative?
Well, it actually all started from him being bullied in K5. And so when he was bullied in K5, it actually didn't really dawn on me the effects of what it actually have on kids that are bullied. And so, however, as time went on, he actually experienced as a witness to someone else being bullied in elementary. And so he, along with the other students that were bullying another scholar, he had to suffer with the consequences as well, because he was a part of that group of people that were bullying on the other scholar. And so with him suffering with the consequences, he had to apologize as well. And he had to write a letter to that scholar, apologizing and explaining, what bullying actually really was. And so from there, he actually was able to do the research himself and look up the purpose and the meaning of what bullying actually really truly looks like. And so from there is what actually really inspired and triggered him to be able to start the writing of the book.
Oh, that's so good. So it was a process. So, he actually did the research on bullying, and based on that, he had the information for the formation of this book.
Yes.
You mentioned a lot of things in what you said. First of all, Cameron, can you tell me about that experience at K5, being bullied?
It was basically the boy, he was just calling me names, the scholar, he was calling me names. And we had these little plastic, foods. And so he kept throwing them at me. And the teacher stopped me from going at him. And so I just took a break and calmed down. And I really didn't like what he was doing.
Did it happen over and over again?
Like week after week,
Oh,
like
wow.
every day we go to school.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Because it's almost hard to, uh, get in my brain bullying at K5. But I guess these are little people, and they see things, and I don't know, the history of these kids, but from what's happening at home could be brought to the school or, different things like that. But the other interesting part of this to me is that Cameron, you got to see bullying from both standpoints. Points. You saw it as a person who was the victim of bullying, and then you saw it as a person who was somewhat of an instigator of it. Am I right? Um, Tell me about this other part where you were part of that process of somebody being bullied.
Basically, we was in an auditorium and we were going to lunch. So I guess the group of friends, the group of people I was hanging out with, they was calling people names, calling a female name, and calling them by their names.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, the what did that kind of teach you in that moment?
Uh, well, I was young, so I was that one scholar that wanted to fit in with the other people. And so I really didn't know what to do at that point, but I had to suffer the consequences for me being part of that
Yeah.
group of people.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me about the book, Why Bully Me? You kind of talked about it at the beginning, some of the things. So in the book, do you describe your experiences?
Yes, it was. The book is. It's about a school age student who was getting bullied on by another scholar inside his class, and he couldn't figure out why he was getting bullied, and so he was questioning and praying and asking God, why did this person have to be bullying me, and I didn't do anything to him.
That's good. That's good. So, Angel, within the book, are we giving people some things, food for thought?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And so, what I like about the book, we were able to identify the different formats of bullying and kind of give a brief description of what those formats actually truly do look like. Because a lot of times we, as parents, as adults, we consider kids, oh, they're just playing.
Mhm.
But also at the same time, when you look at it, we have the formats of cyberbullying
Oh, yeah.
as well as face to face bullying. And a lot of that plays on a person's emotions, and so, and another format is emotional bullying because another scholar, another student, they're bullying someone else out of their emotions. And so I really wanted to highlight the fact and allow adults, parents, guardians to really truly look at what it really looks like, what bullying truly looks like. And of course, it gets a little deeper too, because we also do have workplace bullying as well.
Yeah.
So we didn't too much emphasize on that. We just kind of kept things within the circle for our target market.
Very good. And you're right. Bullying just doesn't happen with kids. It happens with adults as well. Um, what has been the response from the book?
Well, we've received so many various different responses on the book. His school, for one, which is Milwaukee College Prep, 38th Street, which is the school he attends. And they're excited about it. Once they heard about the book, they purchased the books to put into the libraries at all locations. And the response from outsiders, the reviews, one stated, this is a must-have book to have within your house, to have within your school, to have within your organization. Reason being is because sometimes bullying is kind of silent, in some households. Bullying is sometimes silent within a school. And so therefore, from the reviews, just kind of amped me a little bit more to help spread the awareness with the implementation of putting it and emphasizing it within the schools. And I'm currently working on an actual curriculum to be able to integrate into the schools, as well as for, that the teachers are able to work with the students as well within their classrooms, because most of the time, that's where it actually really do happens and take place in the classrooms.
That is awesome. That is great. That is really good. Giving teachers the tool that they can use to help the students. I was just wondering, he was bullied in K-5. How did you find out about it?
From one altercation that really took place, which was an actual serious matter, where, just kind of backtracking a little bit, the student was a new student to the school, and he came in and just was really, as they say, rowdy. He was just, kind of rough. And he was, really trying to make friends, but also at the same time didn't know how. And so with Cameron being a choice student, one of the students that he chose to pick on, the teacher was not able to handle him. And so there was a situation where he did pick on Cameron that particular day. And to where he actually did hurt Cameron.
Oh, no.
And so therefore, Cameron had an injury. And so I was contacted by the school regarding that situation, had to come and pick Cameron up and had to mediate the situation amongst Cameron and the student along with the teacher. And the teacher, she just let me know. She was like, oh my gosh, like this student has really, truly been off the walls.
Wow.
And so, and that's how I actually really did find out more about the situation, and that Cameron was truly being bullied. And that's what really, it kind of opened my eyes up then. But once again, looking back at it as, okay, they're just kids. Oh, they're only in K-5. They'll be okay. But the issue was much more deeper than what was actually really lying on the surface.
Right. That could leave some emotional scars.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So you go through this and some people would think, a kid having the foresight to carry on. I know you said he had to write a letter to this other kid who had been bullied. But having the foresight to, pivot and write more stuff down, research more, and put it into a book form, you have to think that there was probably a very supportive parent behind him. And talking to you, Angel, I know that to be the case.
Right.
So you guys teaming up to do this together is really, really great. And him being motivated to do that, I know that you are a motivating person. You are motivated to do a lot of things, because I was looking at some of the things that you're involved in. You are a high achiever. You own Dreams into Reality coaching and consulting service. You help entrepreneurs. You are a founder of a publishing company. You co-authored another book. So you're a busy woman too. And on top of that, you are a substance abuse counselor in training. So
yes.
it's like, okay, I get it. I get it. Which is really wonderful, because you're setting some great examples for Cameron. What drives you?
What drives me is with people needing various of different, well, let me just backtrack. What drives me is my faith, my faith in God as number one. But also being able to find the niche of what is it that people actually really do need to move forward. And that's when I came up with the actual concept of establishing a business, Dreams into Reality, coaching and consulting services. And that business actually started off with just me, myself, as a one-woman show, but I have since then expanded the vision. And so the business actually entails other entrepreneurs who actually fits the vision of Dreams into Reality coaching and consulting services, and where we offer business and personal development training, as well as helping other aspiring entrepreneurs and established entrepreneurs to get their business started, or even to help them scale in their business to grow. And so what that includes branding and marketing, publishing services, business planning services, and all of the above.
Yeah,
So,
all the hard stuff.
yes. And with including the actual substance abuse counseling services. So that is another branch that will be implemented as well, but will stand alone. But as of right now, it's under the umbrella of Dreams into Reality coaching and consulting services.
Very good. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about that. We're going to take a break right now. Stay with
Okay.
us. We will continue our conversation with Angel and Cameron. We'll be right back.
COVID-19 has changed how we show up and show out with our family. Now it's time to take the first step that lets us get back to talking smack with a side of mac and cheese. Before we can safely come together, we need the facts. As COVID-19 vaccines become available, you may have questions. Should I get it? Is it safe?
Should I wait?
It's smart to question. Now, get the facts at getvaccineanswers.org so you can make an informed decision when vaccines are available to you.
Worried about your friend but don't know how to reach out?
You could say how are you or get a fake tattoo. You could ask with an app if it works for you. You could chat with them in VR. It's all good if you think you should check in. Yeah, you should. Whatever gets you talking.
Reach out to a friend about their mental health.
Whatever gets you talking.
Learn how you can help at seizetheawkward.org.
Welcome back to the 411 Live. I am joined by Cameron Fry, who wrote a book and published it at the age of 13, and his mother, Angel Bell. A few things that we wanted to go back to, because the book is entitled Why Bully Me? Dealing with the whole concept of being bullied. And Cameron puts part of his personal story within that. Cameron, I'm just wondering, as you're going through school, this has happened to you. So you're kind of in tune to what the signs look like, I imagine. What are you seeing? Are you still seeing kids being bullied?
No. My class is smooth. No, ain't nobody picking on nobody.
That's good.
And the teacher, she's a good teacher. She teaches us well. Well, all the teachers in every subject. And so they make sure no one's not picking on nobody. So they turn off the chat so it can just be a private chat to the teacher or just towards another scholar. But they can see if somebody bullying or calling somebody names to themselves. I mean, to the teachers or to the students.
Very good. Very good. Yeah, because you guys are virtual learning. It's a virtual learning atmosphere right now. What would you tell, say, a kid who is being bullied? What would your advice be?
I would tell a student or a child who's been bullied that don't let your emotions take over your body, and make sure you pray at night or right when you get up, and pray what you want God. Pray for what you want God to do for your life and for the rest of your life.
Wow. Put the focus in the right place, huh?
Yes.
Absolutely. I like that a lot. Hey, what about a second book? Are you working on a second book? Are you going to write? Do you plan to write a second book?
Yes, I'm brainstorming about a second book. I'm thinking about my life events that have happened in the past. So I'll probably do another book.
Very cool. Do you know where you're headed? Which life experience you'll tackle?
Yes.
You ready to give us a hint? Or are you holding back?
Um, just wanted to spread awareness and give back to the community.
So your whole idea, your drive is just really to help people in understanding, providing information, and giving, sound advice of how to maneuver whatever the issue might be, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's admirable. I really, really like that. Um, Angel, would you recommend, because to me, there is something uplifting, something special about being able to put pen to paper for a young child, especially if they have gone through a traumatic experience, trying to helping them to work through it by writing. Would you advise this for parents to encourage their child to kind of journal it, or what are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Me, myself, and my friends, they kind of talk about me and laugh at me a little bit because I live by pen and paper. And so therefore, I kind of get Cameron into the notion of, hey, it's okay to not try to keep everything up top. Write it down. Whatever your life experience was, whatever took place on that day, write it down. It's okay. And so therefore, I'm all about journaling and just writing everything down. To me, because it's therapeutic, I do see it as another form of therapy, because sometimes you may not be able to talk to someone about whatever situation that might have taken place or happened. Write it down, grab a notebook, be creative, create something, a poster, and as what I use with Cameron is we do utilize various different affirmations. Because maybe one day you just might not be able to write something down. So therefore, recite an affirmation or write that affirmation down repetitively. And that's how I do highly recommend journaling as a number one tool to get your thoughts out.
Very good. I wanted to ask you about this whole thing of this substance abuse counseling that you are being certified in. And because the other things, the business, the entrepreneurial coaching, blah, 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 that follows a pattern. Okay, I get it. And then there's this substance abuse counseling. And we were talking about that whole journey because it seems like in reading things about you, you're all about helping people to live their best life, live their best selves. And this kind of falls in line with that, huh?
Yes, it absolutely truly do. Excuse me. Everything that I actually was able to birth and bring forth, of course, by the grace of God, and it's all implements and has an impact on what I experienced in my life. And so therefore, me going down the path of becoming a substance abuse counselor was all about me trying to figure out the reason of why. Because I did have parents and relatives that were drug users. And I never understood the reasoning of why behind their reasoning for choosing to use drugs. And so therefore, with me going through the course and learning more about the substance abuse use and what it actually does to people as well as their families, I now have a clear understanding of what that actually truly looks like, because it was a major impact. It took a major impact on my life with having my parents on drugs. Yeah. And so now that I have the knowledge and the education behind it, I can now foresee someone else being able to help someone else to get themselves together to offer my services, to get them the help and treatment that they need in order to move forward in life, because no one needs to remain stuck where they are.
Right.
So I am a firm believer in being able to move forward. If I can help by any means necessary, I want to be that person to help assist you down the right path. And so as a substance abuse counselor, we not only deal with the effects of drug usage, but we know that the drug usage actually plays a part on the mental as well. And so therefore we are treating the mental aspect of it as well as the physical aspect of it too.
Very good. Because that mental arm of it could be past traumas, different things that have led people down that road. Yes.
And just from studying it, actually, and my motto is, if I cannot heal myself, I cannot help no one else. And so with me going through the course, I had to dig deep. I had to get to the roots of the trauma, my past and my reasoning of why, in order for me to actually really see where I am today. And so in order to really see where you are today, or the reason why a person chose to do ABC or 1, 2, 3, or to make the life decisions that they chose to make, is because it's what took place prior to in their childhood life, the trauma, past trauma. And so you have to get to the bottom in order to deal with what relies on the surface.
Yeah, get to the root of it.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes, absolutely.
Good. That's wonderful. Wonderful. There's
Thank you.
so many lessons and so many things within the two of you, your perseverance, your drive, your willingness to help people, wanting to do that. And I really love what you said about journaling and getting parents to encourage their children to do this, because I think that could go a long way with children if they can just get it out. If they just get it out on paper, if they can't tell anybody, And it's always interesting to go back, a year later, 2 years later, and read some of your journals, and you just go, wow, I've come a long way.
Yes. Because that's something that I do. I have, they call me a paper hoarder. So, because I just have notebooks just lying around, just, from brainstorming and, putting things into perspective. And I am a believer in that if you don't have anything in front of you or don't have a goal in front of you written down, what do you have to look forward to? And so, and I stand on that, because I know that if I don't write it down, it's not going to get done. So, yes, I believe in setting goals and putting it, pen to paper.
Very
Most
good.
definitely.
Very good. Okay, Why Bully Me? Where can we get this book?
Where can people get the book?
Oh, people can get the book at Wisconsin Curator Creations. It's inside Mayfair. They just moved to Mayfair. And you can also get it from Walmart.com and Target online. And it's also worldwide throughout the U.S.
Very good. I'm impressed. I can't wait for that second one to come out too. So all the best on brainstorming what you're going to put in that second one, and I'm sure it'll be a good one as well. It's been a pleasure talking to the two of you. You're both inspiring.
So much.
Thank you.
You are so welcome. All the best on this book that's out, Why Bully Me, and the next one that will be coming out in the near future, I hope. And all the best to you, Angel, on all of your endeavors, your ventures, and I'm sure they will be successful as well. So we have Cameron Fry and Angel Bell, and They are two terrific people, a mother-son team that's conquering the world. Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Sure thing. And thank you for joining us for another edition of the 411 Live. We really appreciate you're listening to us, you're viewing us on YouTube, and so I want to say thank you. And also, I want to remind you that we are a nonprofit organization, so if you're so inclined to sponsor, become a member, go to our website, the411live.org. Until next time, I'm Beverly Taylor, and this is the 411 Live. If you would like to check out past episodes, there are many ways. Go to your favorite podcast platform. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Like and watch us on Facebook. Watch and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you have suggestions for future episodes, go to our website, the411live.org.